Ladies and gents, welcome to CG and this is Alexandriad 2, Memnon's Wrath, or the channel Malthius. Yes, Malthius is Alexander's series. This is the second video of it. People are telling me in the comments the video quality went even higher. It was already great in the previous video, so I'm really excited to see what else he's gonna do in this video. Hello guys, this video took us a while to make. If you like to see us pump out high quality video for us, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Seriously, if you like Malthius, support him on Patreon because it's a new channel. He has 17,000 subscribers. I feel like he's gonna grow because he's making some great content. So yeah, let's do this one. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more, like Malthius and this type of videos, I guess. You'll be supporting my channel by subscribing. Check out the Alexandriad, there's a link in the description. Check out the cards for different places with the end cards, and yeah, let's watch it. Oh, this intro.
Alexander's great victory at the Granicus resulted in the Ionian Greek cities throwing open their gates to the liberator. Seeking to secure his foothold in Anatolia, he wisely kept most of the local Retargenes in their place, accepting the subjugation of many groveling Persian nobles in order to incorporate them into his empire. Marching to Sardis, the Persian regional capital, the satrap immediately surrendered and opened his enormous treasury for the Macedonian monarch. Now, the God King had the resources he needed to strike deep into Achaemenid lands. The only threat that remained was Memnon of Rhodes. Long ago, Memnon had lived at the Macedonian court after betraying the Persian king of kings. There, he met both Philip and Alexander, learning much about their future plans and reforms.
Oh, really?
The 7-year-old Alexander, in turn, asked a shitload of questions about Persian military capabilities, something Memnon quickly picked up on. Luckily for Memnon, his brother had managed to do enough Persian bootlicking in Egypt that the Shah pardoned him. And so when Philip sent Parmenion to Asia, it was Memnon who eventually halted the Macedonian advance, defeating Parmenion. Memnon had witnessed the rise of the Macedonian Empire, gaining an extensive knowledge of their war machine. He was easily the most deadly man the Persians had, and now, after a lifetime of betraying Greek civilization, he was given command of the Persian navy in order to destroy the Greek supply lines to Anatolia.
Damn, that is something. Memnon was basically, was in, Macedonia, learning all this shit about Greeks and things, and now he's fighting them. That must be a real weird situation. I'm thinking maybe Philip and... right, Philip? Alexander's father, whoever that was, Philip is the name, right? He probably didn't make sure that not all secrets can be revealed in front of him, because I'm pretty sure they would have been like, okay, what if this guy betray us and go away? I don't know. Because if they just, told him all their strategy, how they fight and everything, Memnon's going to be dangerous.
But Alexander wasn't some gay Brit-bomb from some shithole island. He didn't give a rat's ass about naval battles, nor did he need to. Instead, he just systematically conquered every naval base the Persians had, forcing Memnon to withdraw further and further away. At Miletus, the stubborn defenders were finally defeated after Alexander's engineers literally carved a hole in the city walls. The corrupted Memnon eventually chose to concentrate his men, leading a formidable defense at Halicarnassus, It was a grueling siege, with Memnon's men launching countless sorties and repeated night attacks to burn down siege equipment. But Alexander was relentless and killed far more defenders at each engagement. Finally, Memnon launched his entire garrison in an audacious attempt to kill Alexander himself.
That is epic, look at that. I like this.
Surrender, human. If not for you, then for the greater good.
The greater good is coming to you from my bolter.
Do the deaths of your soldiers mean so little to you? Are you that mad?
Surrender humor. Wait a minute, is this Warhammer 40k thing? Because I remember, reacting to Bricky's video, and every time he has this kind of a, new type of explanation he has with certain name, and he has this kind of a audio running in the background. This feels really similar to that. Is this Warhammer 40k reference?
The deaths of yours mean so much to you. Are you that weak?
Look at that. Even us fighting. Ooh, look at that. Okay, who's that?
But it was not enough. Alexander overwhelmed the enemy, and Memnon was forced to retreat, abandoning all but his best men to their fate. Memnon spitefully burned Halicarnassus to the ground and escaped with his fleet. He would be back. He had one last trick up his sleeve. But now, having cucked the Persians out of their strongholds in Anatolia,
Yeah, that was so good, man. The graphics and everything, the wall that they did and everything. Holy shit, the quality is immensely high, especially the fighting. Look, I've been watching, lots of history channels, right? Giant history channel, millions of subscribers. Even they can capture this animation of fighting and things. So I feel like, this is really high quality video, not just for some new creator, for just anybody. This is really high quality video.
the far-sighted Alexander sent a shitload of his men home over the winter so that they could impregnate their wives and breed the next generation of conquerors. However, even with severely reduced forces, the king kept pushing forwards. After some local hillbilly retards repeatedly attacked his supply lines in Anatolia and blocked off mountain passes, Alexander deemed it fitting to teach them a lesson near Sagalassos. Knowing they'd be mogged by the God King, the hillbilly squatters fled to their natural habitat, some random ass hill, and chimped out. Our hero personally led his men in an uphill assault, putting an end to this pathetic display. Around this time, Alexander started making some personnel changes to consolidate his rule. First by jailing a bunch of scheming backstabbers before they could carry out their subversive plans. Then, Alexander gave his old friend Arios command of the Thessalian cavalry, and appointed Antigonus the One-Eyed as governor of Anatolia. There was no better candidate. Antigonus, being built like the shit brickhouse he was, would go on to put down several rebellions with nothing but his massive phallus and a handful of garrison troops.
See, that's the thing about Alexander that I like the most. He didn't just conquer and just leave it half-assed. He know who to put in charge and where not to put in charge, so there is no revolt. Because you can't push forward if you're going to worry about what you already conquered.
Conquering new territories in Alexander's name, absolutely mogging any rebel he faced. When he wasn't busy crushing a rebellion or conquering some city, Antigonus sent Alexander every spare soldier he could, just to increase the difficulty level for his own amusement. We'll revisit this great big man later, but now we must return to our main storyline. Marching to Gordium, what occurs next is one of those great feats in history which reverberate throughout the ages. You see, the ancient king Midas had dedicated this autistically complicated knot to the Sky Father forever ago. Priests since time immemorial declared that whoever could undo the knot would rule all of Asia. Alexander took one look at the damn thing and sliced it in half with his sword. The stunned observers were then greeted with a lightning storm as Zeus himself thundered down his approval for his true son. If any of you still doubt that Alexander is literally a god, there'll be plenty more signs.
Zeus is like, yeah, probably he could be one of my kid. I mean, even I can't keep track of all that shit. Yeah, probably he's my kid. Why not?
As this narrative continues. At this moment, something in Memnon flared. He was the man of destiny, not Alexander. He would put an end to this pitiful expedition once and for all, and he would be the warlord of all Greece, and not even a so-called god king could stop him. Memnon unleashed the full might of the Persian navy, striking Alexander's supply lines and threatening to strand the entire coalition deep in Persian territory. After rapidly conquering many Aegean islands, he then convinced the Spartans and tempted the boy-lover Athenians with twinks, insisting that they revolt to restore the shitty glory days of their backwater city-states. Leading the Athenians was none other than, guess who? Demosthenes, to the surprise of fucking no one. It looked like Memnon would derail the entire Persian campaign, but the gods finally took notice. They could not have their embodiment on earth be challenged by some shekel-chasing Greek traitor. Thus, they smited the Greek for his defiance of Alexander's divine spirit, throwing the entire offensive into disarray. Now, Alexander would rely on his subordinates to mop up the leaderless Persian navy, for an even greater threat would soon arrive from the east. The King of Kings Darius himself had not been idle, and the horde he was summoning would be greater than anything Alexander or his men had ever seen.
Oh, this is never gonna get. This outro is just awesome. Oh god, this outro is just awesome. Man, this quality of the video is whole another level. I love it. The way he chooses, which area should I create this kind of dramatic effect with bright yellow lights and things like that. That was just fucking awesome. So yeah, Alexander is awesome, not just because he's badass on the field, which he's a psychotic guy, seriously. He literally leads charges himself, being at the front of it, right? He starts the battle with himself. I mean, like, you think like, okay, he's the leader, he's the one everybody's gunning for. If you're the one who's gonna cross the river and attack, right? If you're the one who always attacks first, rather than sending your army, isn't there higher chance that people will kill you? He didn't care about that shit. He just charges in every time he kicks ass. And he also has, political mind. He knows who to put where to, suppress people, and where to, I guess, put down revolts, so future revolts don't happen. Because otherwise, let's be honest, right? People always think that Alexander conquered all these places and then died, couldn't rule it, so he's not a great ruler. I'm the one who also said that in many times. But really thinking about it, he conquered all these places for months and months and years, right? He went all the way to Indus River at India by conquering all these places. And all those places were under Alexander, right? Literally countries could have revolted and, become their own state, saying fuck Alexander or something like that. But he made sure none of that shit ever happened, because he put, really trusted people in charge. He killed people who could have had a chance to revolt, I guess. So he was really brilliant politically too. He knew what to do, who to put in charge, who to kill, right? How to conquer, how to fight. He was just all-rounder. That was just awesome. Alright, well, that was the Alexandriad 2. Memnon's Wrath by the channel Malthius. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, check out the Alexandriad, there's a link in the description, check out the cast for place, and yeah, I'll see you next time.